Too many notes. Hi,
Hey.
everybody.
We're on the money plane.
Yeah, this is why This is what the money plane.
This is my
looks
money
like.
plane look
Yeah.
right here.
It's
Guys,
fantastic.
this is Quiver Distribution, one of the great distributors of movies. Taylor and Dodge.
Yep.
Yeah, like everybody's like Taylor and Dodge. What else have they done? I don't know.
Don't look it up.
So
you won't
many
find it.
things. So many things.
Oh, and we don't want you to tell us.
Like
But we did.
cash train. Cash train.
So this stars Adam Copeland.
Yeah.
We have Kelsey Grammer.
Crypto boat.
We got like 15 Lawrences. Denise Richards. Did anyone write down the? I didn't write down her name. I just wrote Bobo. Kristen Stewart.
That didn't matter. Yeah, it didn't matter.
Wow. You heard it here first.
Katie's
don't matter.
our IMDb person for this one, so.
Okay. All right. I'm pulling it up. I've got it.
I'm just saying, I'm calling not it, but in that way. But it's Quiver Distribution also, Mike. Quiver Distribution, you know. Quiver.
Yeah. Sure.
But Andrew Lawrence, it's an Andrew Lawrence production. He directed, wrote, and
He
started.
plays Iggy,
And
one
he's
of the
related
team.
he's related to Laurence Olivier, right?
He has the eyes of. He looks like if a Lawrence brother had sex with
Another Laurence.
Elijah Wood,
Oh.
and then made another Lawrence brother.
Whoa!
You had someone else last night too.
I did. I can't remember what it is.
Well, anyway.
Oh no, it's Brendan Fraser and Elijah Wood together. They did the fusion dance. Look at his face again, and you'd be like, "Yep."
Anyway, guess what? Beer to talk about this movie.
Beer.
Strawberry whale cake.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of whales in this movie because they were all on the money plane.
Oh,
There
perfect.
you go. Perfect.
What else?
You drank it without us. I saw that.
This is my cheek still.
I thought this was going to be sweeter. I thought this was
Also-
going to be sweeter. This is
Yum.
an amazing beer.
Yum.
This is amazing. I
This
really
beer
thought
is
I was like,
delicious.
oh, it's cake beer. It's
This
going to
beer
be
is
so
so
sweet.
good.
Is it cake? What if it had been like cake you can cut into and it's like it's not even beer, it's a cake.
I would have eaten that cake.
There is a Is It Food puppy edition.
Well,
That's just something with it.
anyway, the money plane.
Wow, money plane. So we
Guys,
start
starring Adam
with a
Copeland.
yeah, and movie starts right out with
He's
him
like some
saying
kind of con artist or something.
he
Jack.
knows the 3 things you need to have a good heist
I
or
have
something.
crimes.
what are those? What are they?
To do crimes.
I wrote them down. Nope, I didn't.
One is have a good team.
No. Big butts.
One is the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
No,
So good
that's it.
team, big butts, Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. So they're doing a heist, an art heist. They're heisting this painting, and you
Also-
meet all the team. He's the leader in a suit, and he's there, and then
This art museum is fucking fantastic.
yeah, it looks like an abandoned building from the outside. I'm like, oh, they're in an abandoned
the production
building.
for this movie was like $17.
My second note for this movie is this is the camera person's first day.
Could be.
It made every movie I've been in look like an Academy Award winning movie.
Yeah.
Not hitting on those, not hitting on
several
my movies, but
Yeah. John Ginty, fan of this, is going to be like, what?
hey, John Ginty, thank you for being okay. 'Cause he was
And
in a really
get
bad
better
car accident.
soon.
Yeah. We'll talk about it after this. But yeah,
He's okay.
But also then just the exposition of Edge talking at the top of like, Ray, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm already like a foot and a half out the door, bro. But keep going.
So he's doing this heist, and he notices that they're all like have a ton of guns, and even one of his guys on his team is like, "That's a lot of guns," and it's like, "Yeah, abort." Which then
Also, these guards that look like they're gonna eat them. They're just like, look at them like,
yeah,
But also, they find a little blinky tracker gun. Which comes back later in the movie.
gosh. So he's supposed to go into the room to get the painting. He doesn't even know his directions. He goes to your left, and he goes to his right, and he's like, your other left. It's like, you're a heist guy. What's the word? A thief. You're a thief. A
you're like an
professional thief.
Ocean's 11
I
or
think
something.
Heist Guy was right.
No.
That's what he considered himself.
He's a heist guy. So then, yeah, abort because they realized we've been tricked, we've been double crossed or something. And somehow they get away when all these guys have machine guns because there's a sexy lady on the team and she took them all out. Somehow
She's like a
they
Bobo
had
Kristen
machine
Stewart, yeah.
guns.
Yeah, but she like broke her necks and shit.
She made
Sure. She did like
Her death
kung
was-
fu them
Oh,
to
also,
death.
these guys can't hit shit. They literally are having a gunfight point blank. Everyone in the movie.
Yep.
And nobody. There's not even bullets. Like
They're like
ricocheting.
20 feet away from each other.
We're just like, we're not going to do any ricochet kind of stuff. We're just going to like,
Nobody hit anything.
no squibs, just nothing. Just a bunch of sound effects.
Nobody even like grabbed their arm. Like they missed everything.
But they get away, and then he goes to meet with the guy he was supposed to be stealing it for. And what's his name?
Kelsey Grammer.
The Grouch.
Darius Emmanuel
Grouch
Grouch
the third.
But what's his nickname? Like, what's
Oscar
his
the
kingpin name?
Oscar.
Spanky.
It's Rumble.
The Rumble.
I didn't write that down.
The Rumble.
Which, if I was looking at Kelsey Grammer, like I would call him Rumble.
By the way, that's the nickname he gave himself. For 100%. He's like, call me the Rumble. And they're like, really? Like, I'm going to shoot you, I guess, if you don't like I guess I'll
okay,
call you the Rumble.
but counterpoint: do we get a reboot of Rumble in the Bronx with Kelsey Grammer?
But with Kelsey Grammer as the Jackie
Baby, I
Chan.
hear the blues are calling, toss salad and scramble.
But then he like jumps off a hovercraft and like lands onto a
yeah. And the
balcony.
dude who played Niles in it too.
Wow.
Like, that's right. I'm also in this. Did I die? I'm pretty sure I'm dead, right?
So he sees this guy. Kelsey Grammer filmed what, a day. He's like, I'll give you a day.
Yeah. He must have been like, I'll
Yeah.
give you a day of filming it,
Yeah.
but my top
But like
notch acting.
100% Kelsey Grammer though. He gave everything he had.
Yep. He
And
did.
it's almost the
Eight-
When he was just like reading lines off screen, he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you just want me to do it in my voice? Okay, I'll just say my lines in my voice." It's like, "Yep, okay, sure, it works, it works." So Kelsey Grammer,
It's better than having
Grouch.
Matthew Lawrence as the Rumble, so you know.
So he's talking with Adam Copeland,
and he's like, "You didn't
basically-
get my painting."
Yeah, basically you fucked this up.
Yeah, and you owe me money.
And at this point, there's like a guy with like a canvas just like walking in back of him. And you're like, what is this? Like turning into something. He's like, I could blow your brains out right now. Make my own Pollock. And you're like, this guy like, he was waiting for the setup for this joke.
Mhm.
What the fuck?
Mhm.
He's like, get the canvas. I gotta tell the joke. And he's like, okay, boss,
Yep.
you're the boss.
It makes
Yep.
me very intimidating.
Yep.
Okay.
He has a flair for theatrics, which we see later in the movie too. Really, so they're setting him up.
And
for
also,
that.
like, you know he's getting set up because you're like, he fully failed this job. And he's like, yeah, I have another more important job that's more dangerous. Like, he didn't complete the first job, though. Why
he
would
was
you-
not. He couldn't even get that easy, that warehouse
The
looking
fuck?
art museum.
I don't know, man.
Can we say how bad the sets in this movie were?
Oh my god.
I mean, I think they just shot, like, one warehouse.
They were fucking
Like,
bad.
one warehouse where they decorated, like
Later when they're in the airport terminal, I was like, it's just like a curtain with like a
It's
light on
just-
it. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing?
hey, everyone's going to start
They
their
didn't get a
Hollywood
desk
career
for it.
somewhere. And Adam Copeland's been in so many films since then.
He's like, well, we have $0, guys. So what do you got at your house? You got a blue curtain? Bring that thing in.
So what does he have him do? He says, "I've got another job for you. It's called the Money Plane."
The money plane role.
And he says it's a casino where you can bet on anything.
It's a casino where you can bet on anything.
Yeah. And then they
And you're
also
like,
hold the
what?
money up there.
Well, basically, like, you have, like, it's all crypto. So you're like,
It's not all
Swiping
crypto.
all
There is
crypto.
cash too.
yes.
There's also a vault.
Which is not correctly explained. Why is there
Also, the
money?
crypto is just on like one like computer because
Okay,
that's
now
how
we're
crypto
racing.
works.
Oh my god.
So basically,
You don't know.
he's
how
like,
crypto works.
you steal me all the cryptocurrency, and then you can have the cash.
Everyone else is on
Yeah,
the
you can
plane.
have the cash from the vault. So
Because again, for no reason, there is cash on this plane.
yeah. So he explains that like it's enough money for him and his team to retire. And then later in the conversation, after what's the main guy's name?
Jack.
Oh,
Jack.
He also they tell you that you can bet on anything by saying if you want to bet on a man fucking an alligator,
Yeah.
money plane.
Yep.
That's the line.
That's just going to Florida.
That's
Like
the
what?
line.
Also, later in the movie,
Also, it's a good bet.
They, like almost none of them get to actually choose. They kind of just
No,
happen.
there's
So-
no choice.
Yeah.
And most of the time they're just like, hey, what are the odds in this? And then he's like, what? And then
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's a man fighting a cobra. And you're like, well, you told him afterwards. What kind
Yeah.
of is he supposed to
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, like betting on something they don't even know
But
what
you
it
know
is.
what? That's fine because it all works. It's a bit. It's a bit.
Like, what if it
So,
was like a rhino?
but yeah, Jack accepts the
fucking
offer,
ostrich?
and then he's like, "It's gonna be enough for me and my team. It's gonna be enough for me and my team to retire." The writing is terrible.
No,
The
it's,
writing
it's like every cliched,
yeah.
action script heist movie ever.
So
My
then,
last job.
But like,
You said it about the
well,
last
like with a
job.
$0 budget though.
so then we get the actual credits, and then that's when you see all the Lawrence brothers are in
Do you,
this movie.
do you think that the actress brought their own set dressing? He's like, okay, we're gonna bring like a curtain
A
or
thing.
like a chair.
Yeah.
I know the Lawrences brought their own costumes. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Whoa, love saying that.
an Edge
Um,
too, maybe. I mean,
Okay, and so at this, like, we're not even to the opening credits.
no, we're to the open credits now.
Like we just reached these credits, and also no, because first Darius is because like, why would he help this guy out again? Well, he shows him a picture of his wife and kids. And It's like, do you recognize these people? And like, okay, you're just being weird and glib now, buddy. Like, of course he recognizes his wife and kids. Denise, it's the famed actress Denise Richards, and a girl of some sort.
She did stuff. I think.
I think she like was asleep and talked to. She like kind of interacted with Thomas Jane.
What year was this made, Mike?
2012.
No.
No. You would think that, wouldn't you? You'd think maybe 2009. This movie is made in 2020.
Maybe even 2016. Yeah, it was like 2020. This is like the most recent thing that what's his face has done.
Edge.
Well,
Joey Lawrence.
Now,
Anyone
everybody
of
in this
them?
Thomas
movie.
Jane.
Thomas
Which
Jane. Yeah.
Thomas Jane did this after he did the Expanse.
Yes, I had to look it up.
He owed
Dude.
somebody money. Yeah, because I was like, there's no way.
You gotta get off the crank, buddy. Okay, get off the liquid crank. It's not helpful. Just
Oh,
not
spice in your eye, okay?
I accidentally got
Spice.
some chip in my
Some
eye. I think.
spice, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna keep moving, guys.
Keep moving.
Because
there's so much of this movie
So
out
they're
still.
getting on a plane. The plan is that Edge is gonna fly the plane.
Yeah, because he's a pilot, I guess.
Because they have to keep the plane within range, but of course nobody there's nothing like GPS that says, oh, we're off course or off track or anything. Just like he has to keep the plane.
Also, in
range.
2020, it's very easy to get a new cockpit. So,
Well, and the money plane, it's an old school. Just get in there and just beat up the pilot.
Yeah,
well, there's only
exactly.
one pilot. There's no lock. There's gonna be no lock on door.
Well, and so they're all going these like oh, I'm the slave trader John blah blah blah, and you're something McGillicuddy, and you're a stewardess. And they keep on like, what? Okay, so really, like,
So yeah, we're
Wow,
at the scene
really?
where they're like planning. It's a completely empty giant
this
room.
fucking place. This hideout is a 5,000 square foot warehouse with one fucking box in it.
Or crate, just a big old crate.
Yeah, that
You can't
Wait,
Well,
you think it might be the crate from The Strain?
yeah, that held the Strigoi, the dirt cabinet in it.
Because it's this giant
I
crate.
like that.
Yeah. And we were just like,
what if these are related universes? This Sergei was in a warehouse.
Then Edge would be the Strigoi at this point.
I mean, he wasn't the Brood.
oh my god, full circle.
Circular.
So they're planning this, and yeah, basically they're like, I'm gonna go up as a high roller, he's gonna be my assistant, you're gonna be a stewardess, and he literally says to her, he's like, I cleared your credentials yesterday. What credentials?
Yeah, she's
first-
the place,
but
It's like
no,
clear, it would be a
because
high,
also-
like, security.
Also,
highly
Kelsey Grammer
vetted
said he
job.
was doing that because he's the rich guy. So why would Jack be doing that? That doesn't make any fucking sense. What you
Well,
just
also,
said.
like, everybody is the tech guy on the team, which is interesting. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so that guy's the tech guy.
except for Andrew, who did not
Edge
want to be
is
a tech guy.
and the guy on the ground who's
Iggy
like building.
Iggy did not want to be a tech guy.
Yeah, but he was the tech guy. He was.
Yeah.
He did tech stuff. He built like a fucking antenna out of like old
So
parts. And I was
Iggy
like,
finds
"What the
out
fuck
that
is
his spot is going to be on the ground.
happening?" And he's
gotta
like,
do
"Oh,
that. Yeah, he's like,
man.
I wish I was having the adventure this time.
Who do I get to be?" Like, you're the guy. And the guy's like, "Oh, poopy."
But it's like, if something happens, you're on the fucking ground.
He probably did that. He's like, I've been
Yeah,
directing
like
this movie.
say
It's like-
if someone sends like a wave of a attack team of assassins after you.
Yeah.
somehow knowing you're there. I guess.
Because he's
Oh my god! All right, let's keep going.
Keep going.
So they get to the
there's
plane.
$1 billion in crypto on this plane. 1 billion, which is like one crypto coin. I guess I don't know how it works.
Yeah, it's like a half a Doge.
Have a
Half a
Dogecoin.
Doge. Yeah. The famed coin.
Oh,
reported-
Isabella is the flight attendant lady. Is Bobo Kristen Stewart's name? Isabella. It's her.
Okay.
name.
I'm glad
Sure.
you told us that because I cared.
And
Yeah.
Trey is the fake DL Hughley.
I just put the LQ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm keeping up with these names. Okay, I still don't know.
Okay, so there's
guys,
1
so-
billion in cryptocurrency up there.
So he's going to take control of the plane.
Oh yeah, and then they're gonna DB Cooper out of the plane.
Yeah, and like he's like imagining this heist in his head, and
Yeah.
he just
Oh,
goes,
it's just-
so
yeah.
he just goes in the
So
cockpit and punches the guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
No, he's clearly like imagining it because she like goes to the
Asian.
vault and she just like twirls the thing and she's like, "It's open." It's like this is.
And also,
dumb.
like they only put you through a metal detector. You couldn't just like trank the dude.
It could have been funnier if it would have had a better setup. Because like the spinning thing would have been, it could have been a funny joke, but I was like, like it's like something like some cool music or something, and they made it really like almost.
There were definitely times the
slapsticky
music
comedy.
did not like match up with what was going on.
It's like this movie didn't know what it wanted to be in this part, so it's just
Yeah.
like we're gonna attempt.
It's
to
definitely like
impress
an
humor,
action
but for no
comedy.
reason.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely not the money train.
So we get some father-daughter time, and then we get to see our first glimpse
All right,
of Denise
he's got a
Richards.
family, right?
And we're like, why is this Beth Phoenix?
Instead, it was Denise Richards who was looking all okay.
She looked fine.
I mean, she also owed money to somebody. She obviously...
Yeah, because she came out of retirement from her not being a good actress to be a not good actress. Sure, okay.
There's a scene though where he's talking to his daughter. Oh, because he was reading like Robin Hood or whatever, and she's like, "So it's okay to steal from bad people?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No," and she's like, "My friend Harriet." She says something about a girl
Harriet,
named
yeah.
Harriet at school, and I'm sorry, there are no children named Harriet anymore.
sorry.
Harriet the Spy.
Yeah, that's
Plus-
from the 80s.
Plus, that dude was named Harry later. The Thomas Jane was named Harry, I think. So it's like, why would you use a
character's name
name
is
so
Harry.
fucking close?
Unless she's named after him, because he is her god.
This is
By the way, this is the point where
There you
I
go.
wrote,
See it? She's got it.
I wrote, there is no tossed salad and scrambled eggs, 0 stars.
Yeah, one.
It's what we get.
I put Will Dad learn a lesson. She's fully cool with him stealing. Like everyone knows it. Like they're not. It's not like he's lying to me. She knows he steals shit
Oh, did you gather that? I didn't even get that from
fully.
him. Okay.
Fully. Because she's like talking about the job, like not about the job itself, but like, oh, you're going away. I'm like, I felt like she knew.
Yeah.
You know, because they didn't make an effort. To
I
be like,
didn't.
Oh, I'm
But
going
they-
on a work trip. You know,
There
or
was
something
no
like that.
character development between
Yeah.
them, so how
well,
could I
no,
tell?
and that would make sense then, because in the next scene he hears something outside, or no, he sees like
And then gets a gun immediately. and just-
lights and just has a loaded gun in a drawer.
Yeah.
But luckily,
We all do,
it's
we all
Thomas Jane.
You guys don't have a loaded gun?
It's Thomas Jane. He's like, hey kid, I'm here.
I'm just here. I could have called you because we're friends.
Remember I was on The
obviously.
Expanse, and then I did this immediately after The Expanse. Obviously, I have the worst age in the world.
Like A-tier acting on that show, and then this show.
And then dirt acting.
He's the
With dirt
Godfather.
people.
It was Sarah's idea that he showed up.
That's his wife, yeah.
Oh, the daughter's name is Claire. Because
Yeah.
he's like, how did you know? How'd you get in? He's like, Claire told me where the spare was. Claire. Okay.
And so he's like the intel guy or something. He like has intel on the plane.
I think he's like his friend who is ex CIA or
And they
something.
probably
like
hooked
that.
up once, you know, just like in a bit of
Well,
passion.
and he
probably did a Dutch
comes,
rudder.
he comes and like stays with the mom and the
So
daughter
got his
while
arms
he's
and-
like on his jobs to like protect them or something. Because then he's there with her later, so I think that's why he was rolling in. He was like, "Oh, you're leaving tomorrow, so I'm showing up." You know, maybe they're like, you know,
Smooth
open
with a fresh
relationship. Like he comes and you know,
Maybe they're like
Comes, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
they're like Kelvin
Comes and comes.
and Keith, where they just
Kelvin.
from Righteous Gemstones, of course.
I haven't seen that.
can't say anything. So
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Anyway. they go to get on this plane.
Careful.
That was me with my toe. Hi,
Oh,
don't worry.
no.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, we're still going.
Hey, it's
We're
technical
still
difficulty. Hey, perfect. Sorry.
Oh, oh my God. So we do also learn though at that point in this terrible extra scene where you're like, why does this scene happening where he's talking to him behind the house, that he's also a pilot, his friend there. They're
Yeah,
like
and they were
both
like,
pilots.
I
is
fly
he
it,
gonna
pilot.
fly it?
Well, yeah, because like, I used to fly F-18, so like, okay, this is gonna be cool when he's like flying something.
Yeah.
I
Or
guess.
he does fly something at the end.
Yeah.
Which is
So-
the same exact skills.
They get to the plane and she goes in first and she's the flight attendant. And
Well,
they're
she
like,
has to, yeah.
yeah, and they're like, leave your weapons in this, like, you know, trunk or something. So she takes her gun out of her bra and she's like, oh, I put it in. And then she goes to go through the metal detector and She's like,
It's-
all
this
your
is my
weapons.
favorite part of the
No,
movie.
so I am gonna
fine.
say
It's fine.
the woman, the female hostess, like the main flight attendant, I
Was
did like
sexy.
her.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
She was kind of funny. She had like a because I love how
The
when she
badness
comes
going
back.
on.
Well, she comes back and
When
she takes that out of her
When
costume.
she
She's kind
fully
of like,
takes the gun out of her
Yeah.
vagina, then she goes,
and she's like, yeah. And she kind of looks at the guy, and he's like,
that was in her vagina.
yeah. So she had it like between her legs, but then she goes in, and then they show up.
Yeah, that was a joke. It was just between her legs.
And I wrote, "This is terrible," and it's terrible. So they
oh,
get on the plane.
Guys, we also forgot another crucial piece of information
digital
that was in this
Walkman?
movie, and it comes back into play later.
Residual what's that?
Thomas Jane's character Harry was the youngest major general
I didn't remember that.
in the
Didn't
Air
remember.
Force, and you're like, oh, this is something he's gonna like call
Very
on a strike
crucial,
team
yeah.
or something.
Didn't
No,
remember that.
yeah. No.
I think they were like, "Hey, do you want to write like your character bio?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm just gonna say my character bio
Yeah, I'm
while I
just
do
gonna
this
say it."
because I don't really have that many lines." And he's like, "Okay, go for it, man. I don't care."
Yeah, like, whatever. I'm really high in cocaine.
I'm just glad you're here, dude. I'm glad you're here.
Andrew's so glad you're all here. So this is where we get the glimpse of our next Lawrence brother.
Whoa!
Yeah, the
We get
host there,
Yeah, the concierge. Who's not named Serge. the
And that
concierge.
one's Joey, right?
That's Joey.
That's
Joey.
Joey Lawrence, yeah. Of course, he's the main actor, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's
I never
the
watched
best,
Brother.
The best Lawrence
What was it called?
Brother.
Yeah.
Brother, we're out
Yeah,
there.
I think Blossom.
Brother
you know
to
what's
brother,
Blossom?
He was
yeah.
Blossom. He was on Blossom. Yeah.
Sister. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. No, but they didn't have it. Didn't they have a show with all of them? I don't know.
No.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. It was called. It was on UPN called
The Lawrence brothers,
The
probably.
Lawrence
Probably
Brothers.
easy. They made
It's like
nice
My
things.
Brother and Me
It's
or
called
something.
Lawrence of Arabia.
It's like having sex with my brothers.
Oh, God.
And that's how they got famous, right?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Nope. He's here to indulge your every desire of action and speculation.
Like I just
Was
said.
that translated from like a different
Yeah.
language into English? I was
There's
like,
a lot of lines in
action
this
and
movie that
speculation.
sounded like they were written by ChatGPT, but it hadn't been invented yet. So
No.
it's like,
Do you think that Andrew Lawrence invented ChatGPT?
I think he is ChatGPT. He
Oh
looks
my
like
God.
a
base
weird
one, like
monster.
The algorithm.
He definitely is the girth of their family. Like he just looks weird.
I mean, I think they're all kind of the girth of their family.
Yeah.
I mean, Matthew
Actually,
Lawrence with the cowboy hat.
Andrew's
and
not.
mustache.
He's little. He's the little. He's not the
He's
girl.
a Liam.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's a Liam.
Matt's little. I mean, they're all kind of little.
They're all little babies.
It was called
Little babies.
Brotherly Love.
Oh, of course it So, I
God,
think
you
were
kind of
kinda
predicted
close.
that one. Yeah, shit.
But I ChatGPT. I don't understand what's
That's what
happening.
the show is about.
I'm confused.
I'm just telling you what the truth
Oh
is.
my
I'm
gosh!
confused.
Wow!
That's also
wow.
a shitty
Hey,
network
hey,
show.
if you look, it was actually produced by Brazzers. So the zero tolerance policy for loud, aggressive behavior.
Yeah,
No
zero
yelling,
tolerance.
No yelling, murder, or dismemberment.
And they had that lawyer
Unless
from The
they're part of
Sopranos.
the rules of engagement.
They had like that lawyer from The Sopranos doing like the other guy, the lawyer dude.
Big pussy.
Yeah, no, he's like, hey, I'm the guy. You can't do this stuff on the plane, okay?
So
Oh, we
anyway,
troll you off. We troll
And
you.
there's, like,
we
Yeah,
meet
it's
some
like
of
a
the
troll
other
billionaire,
high
yeah.
rollers.
Yeah, troll
One of
billionaires.
them's like got a cowboy. Oh no, he's not there yet. We meet this
That
guy.
guy was there.
We meet this guy who's an arms dealer,
Arms guy. Ivan.
and his
Ivan.
friend is there with him, just
His
randomly.
name was-
manservant.
His name was something
Okay.
the Rose.
Kissed by a Rose.
It was something with an R. It was like Revan the Rose or something.
and
something
he, his friend there, like
I'm gonna read it
immediately
down.
hits on the
Nice.
girl Isabel. He's like, "Ooh, I like you."
stupid. Yeah, it's like okay.
gross.
bro.
Okay, I get it. That's what his whole thing's gonna be.
And like the
I don't know why I wrote down so many names. Maybe it's the only thing that was keeping me interested in this movie.
the
is
Aaron
how
Steeler
much
guy
stupid
looked
names
very familiar, but I was like, I've seen him in stuff before, but I don't recognize.
I seen him as a bad act. He's probably like a backup person in a porno movie. Maybe
I did write. I know who you are, and then I wrote the fake guy, and I don't remember why I wrote that.
Something
Sure.
the Rose. Now I'm gonna be pissed that I didn't write that name down.
Oh, and then but then
I can look it
looks
up.
he looks over at Jack, and he's
oh,
like,
read the Rose. Read the Rose.
He looks over at Jack and goes, "Oh, I met you once." Jack stiffens up with him and he goes, "Digitally."
Yeah, okay.
And then and
Did
you're
you
like, "Oh,
catfish each other,
he's
or,
gonna
like,
be
what
like
happened?"
he's gonna be like concerned or like
Well, no,
suspicious
because
of
Jack's
him. But
playing.
it's not.
Isn't he pretending to
He's
be
being
the
a
other
slave
guy?
trader. Yeah, he's being like a slave trader.
No, but he's pretending to be Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer is that guy, I think.
I don't think so.
No,
No,
No?
he's a different guy. He's a fully different
Yeah.
guy.
So it's just some random guy who's pretending
yeah.
to be
Yeah,
another
like
guy.
a gold
Because they
Chris,
show a scene.
basically.
They show a scene where like, oh, what happened to that guy? And so
Oh,
they got, like,
right.
trapped or something.
They
Oh,
killed
no,
him.
actually, they just killed him. Yeah, I was like, okay, well,
They killed him.
he's a
He
slave trader.
deserved to die.
Yeah, slave trader.
She killed him. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
I forgot that. Yep. Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah, so immediately people are being weird and gross. A guy punches the male flight attendant.
That's Reed, the Rose.
They just punches it.
And he's supposed to be like the bodyguard.
Well, no, it's because he
nobody
like
cares.
I was like, did he punch him because he's not a lady female?
Because the
attendant?
maniac.
I'm
That's
so
why
confused.
he's the maniac.
But also, like, don't do that. Like,
No.
you're not allowed to do that. And he just immediately breaks the rule. Like,
But because he's a maniac,
and he's
he's a
like,
wild
don't
card.
do it again.
Hey,
No.
or you're in trouble. And I'm like, I
Hey,
feel like that's
he's a
not the
loose
way to do
cannon.
it.
Okay, you're supposed to know this from his.
Yeah, I just wrote so badass.
So bad. That's what I wrote.
So bad.
But
No
then we get
ass.
the next stash, the next mustache, which is
This is
under
J.R.
Stetson.
Crockett. J.R. Crockett.
J.R. Crockett, guys. And
Now you're like, this has got to be like a grizzled guy. Maybe it's like Sam Elliott. Did they get Sam
Well, I
Elliott
mean-
for this?
I mean, guys, then they do immediately move to the best gambling game of all time, Texas Hold'em, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's the Asian lady because they had Nina Lady on the plane. Like Asian lady.
she's a lady.
What's her thing? Yeah,
She was just kind of
she's
badass.
there.
Yeah.
She was like an underground.
She's not
like an underworld
a
kingpin or
dude.
something.
She would do this for not a lot of money.
She's probably a triad. Just say triad.
Yeah,
Triad.
yeah, exactly.
Asian, yada yada, Asian lady. Okay.
So
By the way,
then-
during poker time though, they do have the best music of the movie. It's like this dope ass like '80s chiptunes thing going on. I'm like, okay, I'm digging this.
And then like poker
Um,
montage.
I will say, so he is like, how much for the flight attendants? And they're like, the flight attendants aren't for sale. Like, that's not a thing. You're not allowed to do anything to them. But they're like,
Gross.
but we do have a bunch of other ladies. And they bring in these ladies, and one of them straight up looked 15. And it was so funny because
And
I
they
go,
bored.
I was like, she looks 15. And Mateo's like, well, maybe they just made her try to look. And then he saw her face, and he's like, oh no, she looks
it's like
15.
she's 100%
We're like,
15 years
is
old.
that Joey's daughter?
It was
She's like,
whatever.
Uncle Andrew, I really want to be in your movie. He's like, you get to be a prostitute.
I like it.
All I can tell you is that they had never acted a day in their lives, and it showed.
Mm.
And at this point, I was just like, and then we looked at how much time we had left, and we still had a fucking
We were so sad.
50 minutes left. And I was like,
You guys
Kill
are
me.
so
Kill me.
judgmental. Like this is
Kill me.
great acting. There's lots of chips being thrown around. in the
Remember
poker scene.
when Dumbledore had to drink that water, and then like he got really
don't.
That's what I
keep
thought.
making me drink this.
Kill me! Kill me! That's what my brain was doing. I'm like, yeah, keep typing notes. Keep typing notes.
Oh my
You have to keep typing these notes, Professor Dumbledore.
So
I'm like, ah!
yeah, so he's playing poker, and they're supposed to be like doing intel, like recon work, looking
And
for the
Jack
vault.
is fully horrible
Yeah.
at this game.
Yeah.
He has like the worst, and he's like he has
His
like a
hand
3,
was
He has
shit.
a 3 and a 7 in his hand. He's like all in, but then you find out he lost on purpose, so he can be replaced by.
He's like, I feel
his
really
proxy.
bad, so I'm going to go to the bathroom.
and I'm gonna go poop for a long time. Do a lot of
Take it to him. I'll see you later.
Again, we could have written this movie better, just like any of these other movies.
I gotta take a shit. He walks away.
So then Mr. McGillicuddy
My
jumps
notes are
in, and I'm
terrible.
sorry,
It's
but is that racist? Like they kept calling him Mr. McGillicuddy. And
I
was
think
like,
that the costumer,
There's a lot
his
of
last
black
name was like
Irish last names.
McNulty or something, but his nickname was Hollywood, and I was like, that guy's black. I was like, I think he is. We gotta look that guy up.
I'm gonna look him up.
He's black.
It's like Hollywood. I was like, Hollywood's gonna dress you. Hey, do you want a handlebar mustache and a Stetson? Get in there, Matt Lawrence.
Yes, he used to look different. We're gonna give him a handlebar mustache.
By the way, he still looks 19 fucking years old. What happened to that guy?
A time warp.
Like the mustache didn't help him at all. Just made him look like a kid. It was like a kid playing an adult. It was like, okay, all right, sure.
So gross
Next
guy
feed over
finds
here.
Donnie Hollywood
Isabel.
McFinley.
McFinley, yeah. You can't even see his picture.
He don't exist, guys.
It's
Um,
Hollywood. He must be white. Donnie's a white.
He was in. He did the Shawshank Redemption.
He was in the Shawshank Redemption.
No, he did. I
Oh.
think he did the cast. He is an actor
Hollywood.
though too.
Hollywood was in it. All right.
Jack Hollywood.
Yeah, so gross guy gross mustache finds Isabel, and he's like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, that guy.
But then she's like, no fucking. And he's like, I'm suspicious because you don't want to fuck
Yeah,
my
yeah,
wife's
yeah.
face. Like,
Which we've already established just to say no on the plane. What, dude,
Yeah,
bro?
he's just
There's
an
also
asshole.
like loose morals women on this plane.
Yeah, they
and you're
literally
like, I got a
just
hit
do
on
whatever
this
you
flight
want.
attendant who looks like she wants to kick my ass. Like, all right, man.
maybe he
That's,
just likes that.
that's
kind of
the way
thing.
to go,
Just
I
kink
guess.
him.
That's the way
Don't
to
kink
go.
shame him. How about that?
but no,
He's-
I am
he's-
kink shame because they told me you can't do it on the plane.
His kink is rape.
Yeah.
Guys, what's the next game though?
Russian roulette, of course. That's of course that's the natural progression from poker. Spin
Yeah.
a chamber and one of you
Also,
dies.
how do they pick the people? Well, the guy who won and the other guy
And
who's still
another
sitting at the
random
table.
guy.
Like,
Yeah.
Everybody just kind of gets up and he's still there. Trey's
Trey.
still there.
Are you gonna bet on the other guy
Mr.
in Russian
McGillicuddy.
roulette? Like, I think he'll win. You don't want to like what?
Yeah.
What? Why is there betting? on
Also,
this?
why is there betting in Russian
Yeah.
roulette? Like, it's a 50-50 chance.
Well, Russian roulette's usually one bullet in the chamber, so it's usually 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a
although-
50-50 chance who's going to get killed, really.
It gets closer. Well, that's true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess that's true. That's true.
Like,
So,
what-
you know, some of the stipulations were like, oh, if you spin this, you have to like pull the trigger twice.
I was hoping McGillicuddy, when they were going to say he was going to go first, was going to shoot it and it was going to kill him. But they're like, oh no, the person who won the last game gets to go first. It's the rule of the money play. And you're like, okay. And so he, like, JR, the other guy, he was like, oh yeah, you can go first. It's like, well, now you have to go first. It's like, okay, I got to go first. It's like, no, he said he wants to go first. So it's like this
Yeah.
too long comedy bit
It's
that
like
wasn't
they're
funny.
Really, I actually wrote here like they're really trying. They're like trying something. It's just not working.
Yeah.
They're like, this guys, we have a good funny bit here.
And we also know that J.R. Crockett never loses because he tells us, J.R. Crockett never loses.
But
I'm
also,
like, okay.
this is Russian roulette.
Oh.
This isn't like a game you can.
And you have
like,
no
count
chance
cards
of.
in.
There's not like a chance
It's
of you
literally
knowing.
like playing. It's like when people are like, I won at war in the casino. You're like, war is literally just you dealing
Yeah.
cards back and forth.
It's
just
complete
fucking
chance. Yeah. Well, I did love that all the people like watching came in with like the tarps on, like
Yeah,
the
that was nice,
ponchos.
yeah.
Yeah, like they were at a Gallagher show. It's nice.
Yeah. Time to smash some fruits. So yeah, McGillicuddy doesn't die. He's fine.
JR actually just shoots himself
immediately
with the
shoots
gun?
himself in the head. Yeah.
Oh,
Russian roulette, you shoot yourself, yeah.
oh, okay.
That's how it works.
And it wasn't even like I never lose.
Now it's the heist in the cockpit. Okay.
But that was Trey's. We got to talk about that was Trey's like first trauma because Trey goes through a lot of traumas in this movie. Like he's gonna have PTSD.
And we really care.
Yeah, I was like really enthralled by all of his traumas.
I mean, the movie's terrible, the whole movie. But let's keep going.
Guys,
I have my
so-
money plane hat on. Let's
we
keep
get this
going.
great pilot scene, and we're like, we have Edge. Obviously, the R-rated superstar is going to kick this guy's ass, but
Yeah,
no.
is he gonna give someone the education?
But no. Pilot guy.
The educator?
Pilot guy.
Spirit?
Pilot guy.
No,
There you go.
he got Pilot Guy. Phew. Pilot Guy was out, but
She's tying him
for
up.
some reason he didn't realize there was a fucking
There's
co-pilot.
always a co-pilot.
Like, what?
Like, what was he thinking?
Also, the co-pilot is like 7.5 fucking feet tall. Looks like Conan O'Brien.
I
for
was
some
kind of
reason.
hoping like the co-pilot had been like Walter or something.
Because Edge is tall. He's like 6'4", 6'5", and this guy was like 7 inches
Yeah, he's-
taller than him.
I'm also like not great for being a pilot.
Like he
No,
was
Just
kind of like crunched
Yeah, he
up
was
in the
like-
damn
horrible
thing.
knee pain.
Yeah.
Like first of all, how's that guy fighting you?
horrible knee pain. Like he's probably ducking in the during when he's
Yeah.
walking through the gangway of the plane. You know, Like,
It
it's
was
not that
really weird. I'm like, so this guy's bigger than Edge. He wasn't. He was just taller.
different.
And he, like I said, he looked like Conan O'Brien, but he's like a good fighter, even though he's in a close quarters and his arms are
can
like
take a
9
punch.
feet long.
He can take a punch. You know, he's like taking.
That's
like,
for sure,
He's,
yeah.
he's punching. He's like, oh, and I'm
Yeah.
showing. He like no selling the punch.
And it was like
Yeah.
it was like an Indiana Jones thing where he's got to fight the big
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. But
Yeah.
But
except
not
they're doing this in like
good.
a tiny
Yeah.
room space.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
like no breath of the fight. It's just
Luckily,
like,
it looked like a real,
oh, you're right
a
here.
real
Oh,
cockpit
yeah.
too. Very
Oh,
real
yeah.
cockpit.
The whole plane looks so real. It was definitely filmed on a real plane.
Like whoever made the sets on this does
Guys.
not have a job anymore.
But Jack, you're like, oh, Jack has control. But nope. Guy comes back, and instead of like just killing him, he just fish hooks him. I was like puts his finger in his lip.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Also, Jack like just
Wait,
takes
what?
him down,
Yeah.
but doesn't like check to see if he's out.
Yeah, no, that's what he means. So then he takes
Bro.
him down again, but it's just like
bro.
And that was,
him.
I think it was supposed to be funny, but I was like, that looks stupid.
Yeah.
I missed the fish up part.
Yeah, and I wrote, Jesus, he's still up. And then I was like, are you just going to keep doing this through the whole heist? He wakes up and you put him back to sleep. That's, like, what are you doing?
And then we come back to Charlie, who is just dicking around.
Charlie's Pizza.
He's wearing like a fucking flak vest, and he's like putting together some kind of weird rusty.
And he's, like,
antenna.
bitching about how, like, rough it
Here
how
is you
hard
to
it
fight
is for
stuff,
him
and I'm
to-
good.
yeah.
Like, first off, okay, I get that there's a low budget for this film, but here's like a rusty antenna made of garbage, and I'm like,
Also, you're not on a fucking plane that you have to jump out of and have there's 8 million fucking points of failure in this thing.
Yeah, it's true.
So
He's on the ground, right? Like,
you
Like the
aren't.
desert?
You're on. Your feet
Yeah.
are on the ground, man.
presumably like the desert, right? Like,
um,
and so then we cut back to McGillicuddy, and we're like, this is where we're kind of like, wait, so he's just betting, and there's not.
it's the
events are?
themed adventure part,
Well, this
which
is also-
made no sense. A themed adventure is like you go participate in something. This
The theme
was
is
just like,
gambling. Like,
Yeah,
what's the theme
yeah.
of this?
on stupid shit. But then you also find out what happens to you when you cheat. The concierge just shoots you in
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking head.
Any cheating.
Holy shit! He had an ace in his fucking thing. You
Okay.
shot him in the head.
Imagine being like, this is your first time on the money plane,
yeah.
and just like some big shot. They're like,
That's
what the
what I
fuck?
mean. That's what I mean.
insanity.
Because Trey's
This
just
plane
like,
is fucking
what
insane.
the fuck is happening? Yeah.
Also, unless this is your first time on the plane, why the fuck would you cheat? Like, dude, it's not worth it, man. Like, it's not worth it. Like,
I mean, obviously, last session you saw a guy get hot in the head.
I feel like the zero tolerance policy should be enough for you. Somebody might shoot you, one would think.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, he's betting on shit. He's like, you gotta bet now. He's like,
this
so
next
what
event is Man versus Cobra.
well, he goes, what do you want to bet on? He's like,
He's like, how many minutes?
he's
And
like
guy's
the blue
uh,
corner, which was a joke, I guess, for boxing.
No, he didn't even see minutes. He goes, your next bet, and he's like,
He goes the blue
I don't
corner.
even know.
No, he goes
Yeah.
the blue
Oh, I missed
corner.
it.
Yeah.
The next set. The
Yeah,
And then he
it's
goes,
like,
it's a timed bet.
Yeah.
And then he
Well,
just
he's
goes
17.
17.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's very
Yeah, and then he
aggressive.
goes 17 minutes.
Yeah.
It's Man versus Cobra, and it's like he didn't fucking
That's
know.
not a bet. That's just a
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
get to just guess.
You don't even know what the fuck it
Yeah.
is.
Like, wait, so Matthew Lawrence just hasn't gambled before? Is that what this
It
is?
was
Maybe.
annoying. I was like, this is the stupidest fucking betting gimmick of all time.
Guys.
Like, just make a number up and
A
hopefully.
fun fact that's going to come into play later. Jack was in the army and obtained the rank of captain.
They
Sure.
kept going Captain the Colonel, yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, yeah, this is when we get
Also, an adorable tiny
Darius
camera.
Grouch.
do you think they're the same events every money plane? That's why everybody knows what to bet on, except for McGillicuddy?
But like, was there an itinerary that they missed?
There was
don't know what the
nothing.
fuck
There were-
is happening?
It was
What
killing
is
me. I was like, why are they doing this? They did it for the rest of the movie.
It makes no
And
sense.
like, why isn't comment like, oh, that's an aggressive bet? Like, no, I don't.
How
know.
the fuck would I
really
know
have
it
no clue
is?
what's
Yeah.
happening. I don't know. But he keeps winning. It's funny.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I was like, what
Oh,
the fuck is going
McGillicuddy.
on?
You
It's like
dumbass.
somebody looked at this, they're looking at the script and they're flipping through, it's like, that
Guys,
checks, that's
this,
fine.
This
Checks
is
out.
this is really the genesis of McGillicuddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got a lot more movie roles after this too.
He did.
Man vs. Cobra, guys. We watched this Cobra thing.
It gets him,
It
and
got
then it's
him.
how long it takes him to die,
Die,
right?
And so
I
they
guess,
just like,
yeah.
yeah, that's what it is. Because like, oh, he's 16 minutes, he's dead. And
he
17
was the
minutes, the
closest,
closest
yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
You win an undisclosed amount of
But
money.
also, it's not. I guess it's not without. It's not Price is Right style because he went over. You know what I'm saying? Also, what were the? I kind of want to know what the other bets were.
It's like the impossible question in trivia, except just that's how you bet.
Yeah.
And he
Just
wins
the closest
every
one,
time.
yeah. Okay, sure. So then the next one, or no, then he
Yep.
goes and he's got to take a break because he's like, I can't
No,
handle
he didn't
this.
take a break yet.
No,
There's another one
Go
after
back to
this.
Isabel, who's like walking through.
I'm afraid didn't
She walked through the catacombs and the
cat.
guts of the ship, and the guts of the plane, and she just finds a dead JR in like a red tinged room.
Whopper JR.
And then that's where they cut back to McGillicuddy.
So then the next thing is just two guys sit there drinking coffee, and it's like they're like doing like an auction or something. I'm like, did I hear 50,000? Did I hear 150,000? And then I guess it was like, how much money will he kill his friend for? I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't write this down, but I remember what you're saying.
But didn't he just end up cutting his arm off, or did
No,
he end up
he
killing
beat the
him?
shit out of him like a hammer or something. in the
Yeah,
Oh.
head.
no, because she, the woman the woman with the bangs.
Yeah.
Was, one of the. She goes, when I was young, I chopped off arms for free. To turn,
Yeah.
because she's like getting turned on by McGillicuddy, and so she's like telling him this.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah,
scared
yeah.
because I'm scared." Like,
Because they wanted
yeah.
Kevin Hart for this, but they couldn't get
Because
Kevin
they're
Hart,
just
so they got.
they're like a bunch of murderers, I
McGillicuddy.
guess. I don't know. But then, so this whole time, as he's been flying the plane, Grouch has been like watching them and like acting like he's
Well, 'cause
in
he
charge
put
of
those
the
tiny
mission.
cameras.
Yeah,
He put
and
tiny
yeah, and so, but then,
He's like, "Baby, I hear the blues are calling,
Yeah.
solid and scrambled."
then she goes, Black comes because the guy's like, oh, I'm gonna tell everyone that
And
you're
again-
stealing from us. I
again,
don't know what was happening here.
we have Kelsey Grammer for maybe 5 hours of the shoot.
Yeah.
And they're just like getting everything they
Yeah.
can out of him.
Yep.
And you can tell because they're just like, not to see with me in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this line's that are scripted. Bye now. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay.
So then we get this terrible fight scene with her, and she literally rips the guy's ears off. It's terrible.
Well,
he
no,
like
I mean,
tries.
that's
She
a real move,
she
but
tries
do
to seduce him.
Okay, yep.
Then
Just
she
saying,
lets
don't
him
forget
grab
the
her.
selection part.
Then he strangles her,
She
but then
rolls like
she
a-
like jumps on
She
him.
rolls like a 2 on seduction.
It's
The
so
second
terrible.
episode.
The best part about no, she doesn't because when she's like, "Oh, see my list," he actually goes like, he like does this for a second. It's like, dude, you're gonna do your fucking job, man. Like, what are you doing?
Hand on her tit.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
For a second.
dude, do your fucking job. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, that's your only job.
Yeah. So, but she rips his ears off.
Well, he's looking for some
'Cause-
touch, man. What are you, come
He's
on.
like, well, now that you mentioned it,
Like, oh,
again,
damn it,
there are women of
I'm
loose
looking
morals on
for
this
some
plane. It's
touch.
like, I'm gonna let this lady fool me for a second. I was like, oh, what?
Oh my god, I'm so close to the end of my notes.
But
We also forgot the
Guys.
piranhas, guys. We forgot the dude getting eaten by piranhas. That was
No,
the other
is
thing
it
about
piranhas or
Oh,
those
right.
acid?
Piranhas. Was it?
I think it's acid.
I don't fucking know.
I think they just threw him in acid.
I couldn't see really.
There's no
Like,
fish in there.
There's something on it. I was like,
Oh,
I was like,
it was
is he-
him flailing in the
I thought it was
acid.
piranhas. I guess. I don't fucking
maybe
know.
it was piranhas swimming in acid.
It
Oh
might
my
as well
God.
have been. Might as well have been at that point, dude.
And when they put it, because like the water was cloudy, so I was like, oh, is he like in?
So that's because he's
like,
getting murdered or
soup?
something.
He's getting electrocuted. I don't know what's happening. And I was like, oh, maybe it's acid.
Oh my god, this movie is. So
But yeah,
fucking
poor
bad.
Trey's just like watching all this, like, what? So, but then guess what? They find out that they were double crossed by Grouch.
Curse, and then you're like, curse yourself in the inevitable betrayal.
I wrote, Katie
yeah.
loves the female empowerment of this movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
God.
that. See, it's this passes the.
We
Bechdel
get
test,
to her
right?
second fight scene, and I'm like, she gets 2 fight scenes.
you're like, hey,
Why?
stop. Hey,
She's
stop.
the worst
She is like
fighter.
the oatmeal of actresses.
Like,
And
hey, stop.
Yeah.
Well, I think what it was like they gave her a bunch of lines, and she's like, "Nah, these are my lines." I'm like, "Oh, we're just gonna have a fight."
Do you
Yeah.
think Andrew Lawrence was dating this girl?
Dating? No, he's probably married to her.
Maybe.
Then we get Ivan like snooping
is
around and
Nepo.
read the rose.
This is Nepo fun.
Read the rose.
No, yeah. It's definitely like, he's like, who wants to be in my movie for like almost no money? Or
and
no
it was
money.
everybody. It was
Yeah.
everybody.
You'll all be famous in this, I promise.
Like we spent all the money on Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
You guys got to do this for free.
I got a feeling Kelsey Grammer owed a favor. That's what I really.
I'm betting a couple people were like, I just want you to say "whoa" once, and then I'm in. I'm like, whoa! And he's like, okay, we're doing it.
She's actually been in a few things.
I don't believe it.
Yep. Lies.
Like,
Castle.
like episodes
She was
of
in
things,
Castle.
Guys,
Yeah.
my notes are getting crazy. Then it's like a.
Because I didn't
This
care.
isn't even
about
close to the
that.
end.
I wrote Yvonne gets
The city's even
electrocuted.
close
Charlie gets
to the
caught.
end.
There's like so I skipped like.
Yeah,
40
we
minutes at a time.
really got to the point where you're like, we hate this movie and I don't want to take notes anymore. It's
I
terrible.
don't, and that almost never happens to me. Like I'm usually like, "Hey, come on, keep taking notes," but I'm like, "Fuck this movie."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Shit, I'm watching this movie and nothing is. It's so
Like, basically,
uninteresting."
they're an inept team of, like, trying to steal this
But
stuff.
thankfully, the villains are more inept somehow.
Somehow.
on a plane that has been doing this for.
So basically,
Ever?
at the end...
But also has no security.
So basically, at the end, they're like, we are double-crossed again, but they are able to pull one over on
Geez,
him.
you're just skipping all the way there.
And
also,
hang him,
if you
please.
think she is a bad fighter, the fucking mustache dude a much worse fighter.
Again, he
Like
is
he
supposed
throws
to
a
be
punch, like he punches a
Ivan's
punch like
bodyguard,
this, and throws it
I
like this, and like he's throwing it like this. I'm like, nobody punches like that.
I think he's Ivan's bodyguard
he
too.
like punches like he learned to fight from vaudeville. And I'm like, what is fucking happening? He's like, oh, wind up and get your knuckle sandwich. You're like,
He'll
why
wrap-
is he throwing a weird haymaker?
He'll
What is
wrap-
happening?
Wrap you in your Jack Johnson.
This guy's not menacing in
Also
any
on
way.
the ground, Charlie gets caught, and there's like these guys moving at him, and Charlie, I don't know his name.
Iggy. But it was
right.
Charlie's Pizza.
Charlie-
they would
no,
call
Charlie
it
was
Charlie's
he was-
Pizza.
It was Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta.
Yeah.
But so
They'd be
Iggy
like
gets caught.
Charlie's Pizza.
But then all of a sudden, this drone with a pistol shows up.
Yeah, it's a shooting drone.
Like a drone, but it has a
It's
pistol.
like from Cyberpunk or something.
Yeah, it's like a pistol.
So Thomas Jane is a rigger, guys.
Yeah.
I'm a rigger, guys.
Yeah. So if you haven't done Shadowrun, he's a rigger. He has
Chummer.
controls.
He goes to Chummer all
Yeah,
the time.
he's the money chummer.
He's a
it's like
tech
Choom.
in Cyberpunk.
He's like, hey, Choom.
But this is where this Air Force training comes back.
Oh,
into play.
right.
'Cause
right.
That's what he learned in the is drones
Because he
with
flew an
handguns.
F-18.
With drones with handguns.
Yeah.
You know, same thing.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, I'm shooting a guy, Chummer.
You said it kind of like
Choom.
You sounded a little bit like Mark Evan Jackson.
He was like,
Yeah,
That's
okay. I'll take
Marshall.
He's like-
I'll take it.
he's like, you're shooting a gun, boss man. Aw.
Delta Loda.
Yeah, Baltaloda.
Yeah, I around here is when I wrote this movie was fully written by AI. See, I don't understand any of this dialogue, and I hate
If
it.
you would have told me that, I would have believed you. Because it was like, what the fuck am I watching? And it's like the AI told the characters how to dress. Like Matthew Lawrence, you will have a handlebar mustache and,
Yeah.
and a cowboy hat.
One of Thomas Jane's lines is he goes, "Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar?" And then you get a "Who me?" And like, no, please don't do this.
Yeah,
like,
please
this
stop.
is the stupidest, lamest.
Stop
Please
now.
stop. Please stop. And they do. Thankfully, they do stop. Like I think Matthew Lawrence heard our cries and he's like, "Oh, just cut the joke off." It's like,
The writers were Tyler W. Connie, Richard Schweitzer,
And
and
Andrew-
Andrew Lawrence.
Andrew Lawrence, yeah.
Definitely not
Andrew
any
Lawrence,
AI.
I mean, I still think Andrew Lawrence is AI. He looks like he was made up by a computer, but and I've never seen him in anything else. But also, Kelsey Grammer's the baddest motherfucker on the planet. That's what he says. Rumble's the
Several
baddest
times.
motherfucker on the planet. He's the baddest motherfucker on the planet. I wonder if that'll come back.
So at the end,
So by the way, those guys are cornered and they have to fight, and then they easily win.
yeah,
McGillicuddy is getting his ass kicked a little bit, but then she comes in and like electrocutes the dude.
yeah.
And they're like smashing Ivan into shit, like that's just, but like that's the stuff they're using, like that's the important computer equipment they're using to like.
Right?
takes Trey and slams him into several things, but the last thing
And there's
that
no alarms
she
for this.
slams him. Yep, nothing.
Like this is like the
This is
guts
important
of the
shit.
fucking money
Yeah.
plane.
Like this is billions in crypto here, and you don't have anything protecting it except for a shitty biometric
And no
thing that she got
alarms,
past
yeah.
in like 2 seconds.
Well, because she picked up the guy that she beat up and put his thumb there,
And his thumb would probably work. A random ass bodyguard.
Well, he was guarding the thing.
But also the last thing she throws him into, he is severely electrocuted. Ivan's severely electrocuted by it. Like the other two things, nothing. That thing, severe electrocution.
well, the other things just have like the blinking
It's like-
LEDs. You know, there's not too much electricity going through LEDs.
I'm like,
Yeah, I was just like, okay,
Their real last name is McNona
real.
because they're super Italian. It's
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
McNona.
look at Joey Lawrence. That
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I mean, his
exudes pos-
middle name is Lawrence.
Like if he just like cranked his ear and pasta.
But I
came
feel
out
like
of it,
their
yeah, it's
mom's
fucking-
got to be like Irish or something because he has like blonde hair. It's so
Yeah, I mean,
weird.
yeah, it's a little
I mean, Northern Italian. Northern Italian.
Could be Germanic as well.
Okay, we're almost done with this. Come on, guys. Come on. Get it
Probably
together.
though, I feel like it's
So they're like, okay, we're gonna take this stuff out of here, but we're gonna give it to like the poor people. We're gonna like
Yeah, because all these guys like have slaves and
like
are arms
and
dealers.
so Jack's like, I'm not gonna take the money, and the guy who wanted money before is like, well, I'm not taking it either. I'm like,
Like, so you just were here.
and
Yeah.
Iggy's like, hey, I actually wanted some money.
Yeah, right. So they give it to UNICEF. He's like, we're going to give it to
That's
special
where the
charities.
crypto goes.
Yeah.
cryptodose.
And then the cash they just like throw out of the plane.
Yeah,
like what?
Then someone's gonna find it, and like a Robin Hood kind of thing.
Just scattered over like
my
1,000
God.
miles of area.
Also, like if you're anywhere over Earth, you're probably over water, so that money's.
I know. No, because they were like but they were in like international air.
Yeah.
So I
Which is over, not over land. That's all national air. International air would be over. The
Oh,
Pacific
so we
Ocean.
also skipped
Or
the part
dumb
where
bucks.
the hit team comes to his house and then his friend just takes them out.
Oh yeah, Thomas Jane is just. This is where he's like, I only do this if I get to like just kill like 6 guys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah. that's-
Also, they're all walking in this house with bright ass flashlights, just like he knows exactly where you
He
are.
went around. They went around a window, and
Guys.
you could just look out the window and see them there.
Guys, let's just say,
Wow.
Matthew Lawrence does not like tag teams. He's just like, tag team, you're in, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
He's like, just all you're gonna take it out. And we
We
see
will
it.
all roll
So
a
bad.
one.
So then, but the important thing is, he was like, "I'm going to get your family," and what they did is the concierge, because he took, he clearly wanted to take all their money and stuff. He was like, "Our last bet is placing a bet on his life. Whoever takes his life." And so here he is, and he's in his home with. He would have like a small personal army, but apparently no, it's just him and his like one bodyguard. And his one bodyguard goes to run away. He's like, I can't handle this. And he's like, no, you got to stay with me. And then shoots him. Like, maybe he would have stayed and, like, shot
Or,
people,
like,
but now
give him
it's
money,
just
maybe?
you. Like,
just give him
Yeah.
some money.
I have a lot of money. Here's
Oh
some
my
money. Now you stay
God.
with me. Nope, we didn't do that.
but
But
no.
luckily, we get the coolest scene in the movie.
Yeah, this is what we watched right here.
He's like, "Say hello to my little friend," and like they're shooting a
And they don't
machine
show him
gun.
die either because they don't have the budget.
Money
for this.
Plane 2. That's why.
There's no
Rumble's
budget.
Revenge.
They don't have the
Rumble's
budget to put the
Revenge.
holes in him or
Or
blood on him.
this is how they reboot Rumble in the Bronx. You're welcome. He's like, I had to run away. Now I'm in the Bronx.
I'm the baddest motherfucker. Like, please stop.
Why?
saying
Why are you?
that. You've proven this in no way.
Yeah, there's nothing that proves this. So then they decide they're going to steal this painting.
Because that was the original job.
Oh, by the
Yeah,
way,
and
the bodyguard's
they
name
found
was-
he hid it. He, like, moved it.
Just so you know, the bodyguard's name was P. Roach.
Yeah, P. Roach.
Papa Roach.
Yeah.
Cut
What?
my life here to yourself.
Now I have
This
to go back
is
and look
my
up
last
if
bodyguard.
this guy was Papa Roach. Was he Papa Roach?
I'm pretty sure that guy. I'm like almost positive he was Papa Roach.
He also says it's Rumble time right when he starts shooting the guys, and I'm like, "Fuck you!
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
Fuck
You
you!"
like this guy that like has no.
I hate this movie.
His name was Tom DiNucci. He doesn't even have a picture in
Yeah,
here.
which is actually Papa Roach's name. His real name is Tom.
It's
Davis.
Tom DiNucci. Yeah, you're right.
So,
You're right.
uh,
So they get this painting, and since they stole
but
the painting,
how much money did they get from this paint? From
they
selling
got?
it?
No, they just got an extra $60 million because
$60
they stole the painting.
$1 million. And
Split 5 ways.
Split 4 ways. He goes split 5 ways.
Yeah, that's right. Because Tom
Chelsea's
Jones
like, yeah, okay, sure, thanks.
it's money. And then we end this movie with the zero chemistry relationship of Jack and his wife.
Did we need this last scene?
They're in the.
We
No,
didn't get any of
it's
the
so
scenes with the
stupid.
family.
They're
Any
in
of
the
the scenes.
backyard. They're playing
the
like
States,
with
not the
their new
States.
family dog, I guess. He and his
Yeah.
wife just smile at each other.
Because they had $60 million.
And then the painting is just in their yard,
Like
like
in the
sitting
yard.
in their yard.
Open, in the fucking yard.
And then you finally get a good look at it, and it looks
Ugly.
like
you don't sell them right away.
it looks like a painting someone got out of a thrift store, and then they pasted another drawing on top of it. Like it was so
It looks
bad.
like if someone was doing Munch's The Scream, but like they were an asshole.
And then they had a brain injury. Yeah, it's kind of horrible.
Like they're, oh no, that was my money plane hat.
Matt, you're off the money plane now. You're off.
Damn it!
And guess
guys,
what, guys?
was this movie worse than Yoga
I
Hosers?
actually, my last thing because I was like I just started rolling credits. I'm like, oh, it's over. I was
Yeah.
like, what? Wait, what the fuck? That was the
I'm
last
so
scene.
glad. It was like a sweet release. I fell into the mirror like I did the Serious Live. I was like,
I'm glad you guys. I feel like which I liked about this. We wrote like different. We both turned out at different places. We all turned out at different places.
Yeah.
And so, because there was having spots, I was just like, I'm like playing. I was like
Yeah.
fully playing a dungeon,
Yeah.
fucking like
Horrible.
Elder Scrolls Online for a little bit. So I was like, fuck this shit. And I was like, I gotta do this again. I guess.
It was really bad. I hope Andrew Lawrence is proud of himself.
I hope he dies in a fire.
Yeah, I hope he was arrested for war crimes.
This movie is a fucking war crime.
like if he's.
I
not
would
shot by
rather
fire,
go
he's
back
fucking-
and watch Velocipaster than ever
Guys,
see this fucking movie
I
again.
don't know.
Oh
Fucking
my
hate
God.
Bloodfest. This was worse than you
Or
ever heard.
Jingle
I gotta,
Jaws.
I gotta throw it.
You guys
Maybe it's
remember
been so long.
Jingle Jaws?
Of course, I remember. Dude, Jingle Jaws is great. What are
This
you
is worse than
I remember that
Rotten Tail. Like, I fucking hated this movie. It was so.
Wow, it was worse than Rotten
at least
Tail.
Rotten Tail knew what it was and it had
Yeah.
a fucking plot, even though it wasn't good.
Yeah.
This thing didn't make any fucking
I like
sense.
how you said plot like you're
Yeah,
gonna
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
rough. I know it was- It had like a plot.
Yeah.
It was dumb, but it had a plot. This movie was just dumb. There was nothing going on. I was like, hey, I watched Ocean's 11 once.
Yeah.
That's what this fucking movie was.
I think it's more like somebody was like, I read a Tom Clancy novel
And D.B. Cooper.
30 years ago,
Yeah.
and this
Fuck
is I
you,
think,
man.
what the plot. of it
Fuck
was.
you. I hate this movie. Burn it.
Burn
Wow,
it.
wow. That's
Hey,
it.
Burn it.
Burn this movie.
Bye bye, Money Plane. We'll see you later.